What's up, everybody? You're back in here with the Pro Football Pod. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. 500 subscribers. We're giving away jerseys out here. You've got Hulk. You've got Coach with us. Austin's not here. He's on a cruise this week, so go enjoy that life, Austin. We've got a 7-round Saints mock draft for you guys today. We've just keeping the series rolling on. The favorite part of the offseason for us, right, Coach?
Literally.
Like, I love doing it because you're never wrong. And I feel like we were pretty spot on last year with, like, not necessarily the people teams took, but the positions they took.
I mean, the Eagles was a good example where we had him going double corner in the first couple of rounds because they needed it so badly, or taking a safety in a corner, and then look at what they did. And I mean,
And look how it worked out for
look
them.
how it worked out. We loved
I'm
him
not
taking
saying we
Cooper.
should be GMs, but, you know, other people have said we should be GMs.
So this one's interesting. Saints definitely have some needs. You want to give them the breakdown?
Yeah, so they brought back Brandon Cooks, re-signed Chase Young and Juwan Johnson, and brought in Justin Reed at safety. Let Marquez Valdez-Scantling walk. They let Paulson Adebo walk. Will Harris at safety. They let him walk. Willie Gay at linebacker. So not too much turnover with this roster, but of note, new coaching staff.
Yep.
You've got Kellen Moore coming in there, first-time head coach with this team. We're going to see how he wants to build this roster out. So to me, that always screams everybody on the roster is replaceable unless your name is Alvin Kamara.
And even Alvin Kamara, I mean, at 29 years old, he's been great. And the expectation is for him to get worse every year in fantasy when he doesn't.
Cam Jordan. I'll throw Cam Jordan in there as well. They're going to let Cam Jordan leave whenever he decides to. So
yeah, I agree with that one.
I mean, we've got a lot of holes to fill. They were able to add Kool-Aid McKinstry last year, which I like that pick.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I'm excited to get in here with the Saints. So let's go ahead and get that, start that clock.
So Tyler Warren goes 8.
That doesn't make
sense. Ashton Genty goes 6. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. I mean, they took a tight end last year in like the second or third round. Maybe it's like third or fourth, but still.
I mean, true, Jatavian Sanders, and it didn't stop the Raiders from doing it with Brock Bowers when they took Michael Mayer the year before.
And this is like a Brock Bowers level talent.
Okay.
So Tet's still there. Malachi Starks is there. Tyrann Mathieu is aging, 32, going on 33 this year. Had a very solid career, but you don't expect to have him forever. Another interesting is Jihad Campbell.
We talked pre-show about trading back, but with Demario Davis getting older and with Fernie Orji, granted he was a rookie last year, now an undrafted rookie, but a rookie nonetheless, didn't have the best season. So to me, I think Jihad Campbell right here is a very intriguing pick because it gives you insurance for Orji and also depth behind Demario Davis for when he eventually walks in the next season or two.
I think that if safety and linebacker aren't like premier positions.
Will Johnson is also intriguing to pair with Kool-Aid McKinstry. Like, absolutely. I know we said it would be wild for them to go corner in the first round in back-to-back years. And typically, getting an offensive-minded head coach like Kellen Moore, generally you'll see offense be one of the first pick, a wide receiver, a lineman, a quarterback, something of that nature. Jackson Dart's been a popular pick here for some people. But for building this team on how we would build it with these picks, I'm looking at Jihad Campbell or Will Johnson. Like, I'm okay with looking to trade back as well and maybe look at taking an offensive player. But just considering the lack of depth at those positions, in my opinion, I think it makes more sense to take one of those two guys here.
I love Will Johnson for them too. Real lockdown guy. He's had a stellar career. Last year wasn't his best season, but I mean, 30.9.
Him and Kool-Aid would give you a hell of a 1-2 punch at corner out there.
Exactly. And with it being a passing league, you know that this year's offensive, like receivers and tight ends, is a little bit underwhelming. Tight end, not as much, but definitely a receiver. I think going defense here. I mean, Luther Burden's there. I think Luther Burden's way too early, and he's not a prospect that like people should be drooling over.
I like Luther Burden, but I've said it, and this includes Tech McMillan, and obviously my personal opinion. Y'all can call me an idiot in the comments. It's fine. I don't see a bona fide future number one wide receiver in this draft.
Nope.
I think Tech McMillan and Luther Burden, Emeka Ibuka, Matthew Golden, I think they're all very high end number twos. Like could possibly be of that T. Higgins status, a number one for a team if need be. But to me, like, I just don't see it to where like a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson, which nobody thought that about Justin Jefferson, obviously, because he went deep in the draft. But you know what I'm getting at here.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see it to where this guy is a home run at wide receiver.
Honestly, I think we go Will Johnson. I know that you're kind of leaving it up to me with the two selections. I think that he has an immediate impact on the team.
Corner's more of a premium position
And
than
corner's more of a
interior
premium.
linebacker.
Yep.
Jihad does not Jihad. Sorry guys, we're not talking politics out here. Jihad, he does give you some pass rush ability as well, which I love his versatility in that aspect. But I'm with you. I think Will Johnson makes a lot of sense, and pairing him with Kool-Aid McKinstry just gives you lockdowns on both sides.
Now, what falls to us in the second round is exactly what I think that they need. Defensive interior is a massive need for them, and
Yes,
getting
Brian
this
Brees
absolute
has not done what you wanted to, and Devon Godchow has been solid over his career, but he's been in the league now for 8 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going on season number 9 for him, and I agree. Like Derek Harmon, I wouldn't be mad at Demetrius Knight Jr. here.
I know. I was just looking at that as well.
Tyleik Williams,
Yeah,
Xavier, like for the positions that I believe the Saints need, we kind of have our pick of the litter here. Now, Trey Amos being here at corner kind of hurts my soul because it means we could have went with Jihad in the first round.
I think that Will Campbell
But
is a better prospect than,
mhm,
like the difference between him and Trey Amos and the difference between Demetrius and Jihad. I think is a little bit closer. I would rather
yeah,
have Demetrius and Will Campbell than I would Jihad and Trey Amos. Especially like we said, it's a premium
I got
position.
you.
Corner is so important. I know Demetrius is huge, and I know that we have a couple of linebackers that we
I
like a
like the
little bit
Derek
later.
Harmon pick here.
I love the Derek Harmon. I
I
think you
think
get a
filling the
lot of
gap in
value.
that middle. I think filling
I mean,
either
he's a
him or Tyleik
mountain.
Williams. Either him or Tyleik Williams. But yeah, Derek Harmon is a like literally a man amongst boys.
Yes. I mean, 6'5", 310 pounds. That tells
He's a
me,
monster.
and he's got that NFL
And
like
every report I've
IQ.
seen out of the offseason with him is he seems much larger in person than what that build is. Because we've
Yeah,
seen 6'5", 300-pound guys before.
yeah.
But the way he carries it, like you said, mountain. So
So yeah,
yeah, let's get Derek Harmon here.
and then we don't pick again until 71. Um,
That's tough.
that's
Pull up
interesting.
wide receivers. That is very interesting, especially because of how much I like to
Ooh,
comp him to Kamara.
Trey Harris, big
Where's
body, kind of the
where's it say
exact
his ADP is at right now?
75.3. So right around where we're
Okay, so right
picking.
around where we're going. Jalen
His
Noel, I like him.
Yep,
Now I'm trying to look. We pick again at 92, 93.
93. So
So
Savion
Savion
may still be
Williams,
there.
Isaiah Bond. I know
Now,
you hate Tez Johnson.
yeah, we're not drafting Ted Johnson this year.
Jalen Royals might still be there. All right, so I'm not mad at Trey Harris here, not one bit. But pull up quarterbacks for us. I want to see what that's looking like.
So your boy Jackson Dart did go.
Oh man, that hurts. He ended up
He
going in the
goes in the
second
second
round.
round now.
So
Yep.
PFF's starting to adjust their board a little bit. Okay,
Yep.
he went to the Panthers. I
Yeah.
hate you, PFF.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
love you and I
ridiculous.
hate you.
That's so ridiculous.
It makes no sense whatsoever. But
Travion
we
Henderson, Jaden
we
Higgins went
move
to the
on.
Chiefs. That's huge. That would be
Oh,
a
I hate
massive.
that. No,
Yeah,
we don't like that.
that would be
All right,
massive for them.
so all right, quarterback. I feel better about waiting with Kyle McCord's kind of like the late round guy that I just love for pretty much any team. Let's see here.
Now, if we
Alfred
really
Collins
want
is
to
our
go
dude. If we wanted
pass
to double
catcher,
up,
Mason Taylor being here,
keep him home in Louisiana.
I'm really big on Mason Taylor. I think that he's going to be a top tier prospect at the tight end position. I know that we're going to be able to get other guys later, um, so I'm okay with still waiting because Terrence Ferguson, Harold Fanning, Gunnar Helms, Mitchell
Mm-hmm.
Evans, like these next
I,
five
I,
guys, all of
I
them are
want to
great.
wait on tight end because with them bringing back Jawan Johnson, and he
Yeah,
was effective for them last year.
exactly.
I I want to wait on tight end. Dylan Sampson is still kind of pinned in my brain right now because I love that pick for him. Let's see
I
what's
mean, talk about someone
interior.
that's so similar to Kamara and like the way that they play.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that could learn and potentially pick up and like take over the
Pull
mantle.
up interior O line, safety, linebacker. All right, so we got our guy Chris Paul Jr. here, CP3 JR. Not mad at
Jared
that.
Wilson, but we don't really need a center.
Nope. I know
Uh,
who I want. At least with the next pick, if he's there. Yep, our guy, the Mullet
Tate.
King, Tate Ratledge. Yep, and I like the safeties that we have later on as well. I feel good about those guys. I like the linebackers we have later on. All right, Trey Harris it is. Trey Harris or Dylan Sampson. I
I
think
think
Trey
Trey
Harris
Harris.
is more of an immediate impact for them.
Exactly. I mean, he's the exact opposite type of a player as what you get
Mm-hmm.
with Olave. He still has very good ball skills. He's very reliable. I mean, he helped Jackson Dart break that record because they threw him the ball 6 times in a row. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm very very big on Trey Harris. I love drafting him
Yep.
here for them.
Let's do it.
Look at linebacker.
Pull up interior O line, see if Tate Ratledge is there.
Nope. Where did he go?
I hate you.
Is he not? Yeah, he's not there, right?
I'm very confused right now. He had to have gone.
Yeah, he must have. I'm just not seeing where he went. Oh yeah, he went 2 picks before us.
Of course he did.
Baltimore.
To the Baltimore Ravens because
Yep.
they draft like idiots, right? No. All right. So interior O line's gonna have to wait.
Yeah, we still have Fairchild. We don't
All right.
hate him. Tyler Cooper as well.
Yeah. Think
Um,
out loud just for a second.
so looking at linebacker, um, it's a little bit early to take some of these guys. I wouldn't mind just keeping an eye on some of these running backs. And then safety. Safety's probably what we're going to go right here. Looking at Ransom, Kuba. Kuba's pretty versatile. Kind of plays a little bit everywhere throughout his whole career. Um,
Yeah, you know I'm a Makuba guy.
yeah. Um, I mean, Ransom's more of that run stuffing guy, but they don't really need the strong safety. They kind of
Well,
need
yeah, with them
that free
bringing in
safety,
Justin Reed, they need more of a ball hawk.
which is what Makuba rates as. I kind of like
Mm-hmm.
taking him here. Let's look at what we've picked so far. So we've got corner, we went defensive interior, now we've got wide receiver. Um, Guard would have been great to grab right here. I think that would have been the most ideal. But grabbing a free safety to give Tyron Matthew a little bit of time to breathe, but then also maybe to step in whenever we're
Mm-hmm.
in the nickel package. Um,
Yeah, I like Makuba here for him.
yeah, let's do that. Tez Johnson's garbage, and there's no way he's the 104th ranked player running the fastest 185-pound 40 of all time. We'll go back to quarterback. Quarterbacks are still all here.
Still
This is,
chilling.
I think, Kyle
Now,
McCord
Will Howard
later.
is intriguing here for me.
Okay.
It's right in his sweet spot where we're taking him. I do like his game. the guy, this especially in the playoffs, like was just dialed in. And so for me, like stepping up in those big moments for him, coming in at Ohio State, he was the reason Kyle McCord transferred out, because between the two, Ohio State felt better about bringing in Will Howard from, I believe, Kansas State.
He had a great season too. I mean, 35-10, 119.
And you're taking him here in, what are we, the 4th round now?
That is correct. Fourth
Yeah,
round.
we're in the 4th round. So you're
And we
taking
get
them
two
in the
picks in
4th
the
round
fourth.
with a new coaching staff, that is offensive oriented.
Yeah.
And so Kellen Moore is going to want to get a quarterback. And to me, missing out on Jackson Dart, looking at the quarterbacks left, Will Howard is less of a project
And
than
look
the
at
other guys.
that deep accuracy, man. He might be the most accurate deep passing quarterback in this class. With a player like Olave, you need to have that. And Rashid Shaheed is the same thing. So everything about their offense before we just added Trey Harris was let's just throw it deep. That's where their skill sets are. I really like taking Will Howard here. That allows us to take Jack Kaiser at the next pick.
Yep, sure does.
Or potentially Luke Kandra if we really want to go guard. Connor Colby will be there. And then Cooper's not going to be there at our next pick. But we could get Dylan Fairchild, who
I do like some Fairchild.
Yeah, I mean he's a total mauler. Only played left guard.
And
looking
looking at their O line, like while their Nick Saldiveri was a 4th round pick 2 years ago, it's one of those situations to where yes, he can be replaced and you can clearly upgrade, but still a young guy. Let's give him a benefit of a doubt. He's going into year 3.
Though wouldn't hurt in the 5th round.
A little competition won't hurt for him. So
yeah, we're going Will Howard.
Yeah, let's go Will Howard right here.
And then Jack Kaiser's probably still going to be there. I'm hoping. Yep,
right there for us. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Just easy selections here. I feel like we made the defense instantly better.
Agreed. I mean, look, corner, defensive interior, safety, and linebacker, all areas of absolute need. They don't have
literally every level of the field.
Too young in those positions either. It's not like we just replace some guy that they just drafted in a high pick. I mean, Alontae Taylor was a 2nd round pick 3 years ago, and he's never done anything. Like he's
gotten worse
god
every
awful.
season.
Yes.
So yeah.
So now we were talking interior, and Dylan Fairchild is obviously going to be there.
He's going to be there, but I do like Jackson Slater in the later rounds as well.
Yep.
I like Miles Frazier. So pull up. Just pull up the overall board. I want to see what's on the board here. Ooh, our guy, Kyle Monangai.
Yeah. This has been a guy that we've been really high on.
We love some Kyle Monangai. I think that's the pick right here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not getting any younger. Kendre Miller can't stay healthy and on the field. The previous coaching staff hated him. We don't know how this new coaching staff's going to feel about him. I love Kyle Monangai right here for the Saints.
I mean, you're getting him in the 6th round. You don't expect too much of him right away. He will help out with that rotation. We know what we're getting from Clyde Edwards-Helaire at this point. Kendre Miller can't play a full season. We know that that's a fact.
Outside of Alvin Kamara, there's no running back on the roster that I think at this point is better than Kyle Monangai. Like, I think he would come in and take that number 2 spot almost seamlessly.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's such great value at this point. It is a particular need. I mean, 30-year-old running backs, you're not expecting much from them in the future. So the last thing that we really wanted to touch was interior offensive line.
Ooh. Play Webb from Jacksonville State's not bad. And I know it's a reach, but I'm looking down at Cooper Mays.
Yeah.
Highly recruited coming out. Not the greatest career at Tennessee. Played mostly center.
He's got the exact dimensions you want from your guard, though.
But I think he absolutely can play guard at the next level. You're taking him here in the 7th round, so like you're literally just throwing a dart at the board right here. But when you do look at it overall, there are better players. To me, if you're developing a guy, I think Cooper Mays is like the best developmental guy here.
That's the right way to put it. He has the highest potential ceiling. His floor is also likely the lowest right now, based off of just like what's on the board. But his ceiling's the highest. He is the most that his coaching is going to matter the most for him. The only other one I'm looking at is this guy. I know he plays for a smaller school,
Marcus Ware,
but he's played a lot of right guard.
Montana State Bobcats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he does give you some tackle ability as well. So, like, to me, Marcus Ware, like I said, on the surface, he would be probably more of a, okay, let's get you in here. Clearly, you're a more productive player. However, we're talking about a guy that played in the SEC and versus SEC competition that he got graded against versus a guy that played in Division 2 or 3.
And
I'm not lying to the people here. I don't know what division Montana State is in.
Yeah, he's literally given up 4 sacks in his entire career. He's only missed games 1 year, and that was his worst year. So he's had a lot of offensive snaps. He's 24 years old. Yeah, we're gonna go Cooper Mays.
Yep, let's do it. It's the last pick of the round. I feel like we made the team better. Not necessarily, maybe offensively. We got to see what
they love the Derek Harmon
coaching staff can work with.
Will Johnson.
Derek Harmon was a great pick. Will Johnson, yeah, whatever.
They love Kyle Monungai too.
They hated our Makuba, Howard, and Kaiser picks, which I don't understand how you can hate Howard at pick 112 when his ADP was 112.
Yeah.
So make that make sense.
They thought we should have taken a cornerback earlier is all that it is. And maybe
what was the one scroll up, what was the one that they said we should have taken instead?
I always like Tet McMillan.
Tet McMillan.
Dude, we get told to draft Tet McMillan every freaking draft. Like,
Tet
you guys should pick him
at number 9.
Yeah.
Or Trey Harris at 71. I would much rather have the value with Trey Harris.
Exactly.
I'd
rather have Will
Johnson
and Trey Harris. Like, yeah.
Like, okay, do you want Tet McMillan or do you want Will Johnson, Derek Harmon, or Trey Harris? I'll take the second option, please and thank you. And hey, Saints fans, thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Every 500 subscribers, a jersey's coming at one of you guys. TulsyRoseTea.com is the sponsor. Peace out.